back, man. Welcome to the second edition of this One House Bill. And we got some interesting topics, man. We're going to do this every week just to uplift the consciousness of the people, man. We're trying to bring in this revolutionary culture in Birmingham. We're going to talk about racial dislocation. We're just going to build organically, man, and see what the ancestors bring in. Like we said before we start the build, we want to bring in the energy of the ancestors, man. We want to bring in all the great scholars and warriors and warrior scholars and teachers, the kings and queens, goddesses and gods, man, that put their life on the line, man, so we could proceed, man. We just want to pick up the flag, pick up the banner, and do what we can just to make a difference for our people in this day and time. So without further ado, we're going to kick it off. We're talking about racial dislocation and eminent domain. Can y'all brothers talk about a situation in Birmingham where y'all seen racial dislocation firsthand? I know there's some stuff going on in Central City.
Yeah.
2001, man. We can do a little breakdown about that if y'all want to break down.
You want to hear that?
Well, yeah. I forget what year was it when they started first thing in the morning? 2001.
I heard, man, Erickson had 36 million. Took 36 million to get that neighborhood knocked down. Do the rebuild.
Yeah. And now it's Park Place. Basically, what it is when you call it what they call gentrification.
Gentrification. So like for you guys who don't know and for those who do know, gentrification is like this idea where we're trying to attract like this new energy to a city. And the new energy is mostly upper middle class white people. And so we would cast out poor black people out of their homes that they probably lived in for about 20 or 30 years. And we cast those people out, right? And even if they are paid, they're not paid enough to start a new life, right? So then we move in this community of rich land developers, people who want to reinvest in the area, make it a better, more profitable area, right? And so they tear down these people's houses and they build like these attractive, trendy things like nightclubs and bars and whatever they're gonna put in the city to attract upper middle class people, right?
Now it's deep that you said that. Like you said in Central City, I heard when they end up knocking it down in that same area. Now I heard between 2001 to 2010, it was like a 90% raise on the of how the houses were sold. So the whole property value was raised over 90% in just 10 years. Also, you got a situation like that taking place in Avondale actively right now. The whole trying to change the face of Avondale, and if you look at how they got the entertainment complex and also the baseball stadium, that's 150 million. They didn't, you know what I'm saying, focus right in that one area of Birmingham, trying to change the climate of it in the face of it.
I mean, even like one of the most perfect examples when we look at gentrification is like we look at UAB. So UAB is like this premier college in our city, and it's like whatever it is, this top medical research school. But if we look at the history and we trace it back to 67, I want to say when it was called Birmingham Medical School, and we trace that culture back, that area was actually where a black community was. And it wasn't a desolate black community. It was actually a moderately thriving black community. It was impoverished, not to give the illusion that it was just profitable. It was impoverished, but it wasn't desolate. So it's this community of people who had lived there for years, and we built a school on top of that, right? Pushed those people out of their neighborhood and built a school on top of that. And I think like how sometimes we don't even think about what we do to people's lives. A lot of times we disrupt people's lives for our own comfortability. And
it's irritating.
It's
nerve-wracking.
It's nerve-wracking.
It's disturbing, man. It's disturbing.
For our own
like the people in the Brickwood, when I heard that up, I originally thought they was gonna move the people from that area back into the area. But I heard that the Brickwood people is just scattered
about. Matter of fact, I don't know if y'all familiar with it, but I think it's the
Brickyard.
Yeah, a lot of the people who when they tore down Central City and tore down the Brickyard, and now Ellington Village, they're working on that, and now in Avondale, a lot of those people are being relocated to a central area in Centerpoint, I think. They have a project area that's kind of huge. Right. You know what I'm saying? And they're being relocated into that one focused area where it's just impoverished and it's just like a project area. I mean, like from what they moved out of to another project. You know what I mean? So I mean, no, you know it ain't gonna get no justice by tearing the impoverished neighborhood down, making it more valuable, more aesthetic,
Right.
and then putting those same people back in there, you know they're not gonna do that.
Right, but I want y'all to do the research on it, like learn about these things and learn about these things that disrupt your communities. And you know, a lot of times people, you know, they'll tell you to go vote. But for those, for you, if you're gonna go vote, vote, and then after you vote, do something else, do something more powerful, like go champion for these neighborhoods, go into these communities, talk to these people, help these people as well. I'm not discouraging voting, but don't just vote. Do more than that.
Make sure you're informed on what you're voting for.
Right.
Make sure, a prime example, what you could do is go into these communities, like say a District 7 or whatever, and galvanize the people. Get a census on what the community needs. That way, the people know who you are. You know what I'm saying? And then you'll have a census on what they need. So when these voters come and ask for their votes, you'll be like, okay, well, we got a list of demands we need you to meet. Or are you gonna guarantee us X, Y, and Z in order for you to secure these votes? You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's another reason why you got to get involved in the community. Vote, but be informed on who and what you're voting for.
And that's another reason why unifying and unification is so important to our culture as well. Because nothing that we do makes any effect without the numbers. We got to make the numbers jump. So numerically protest.
And I think there's real when you say about numbers especially with African people, our people, man. 'Cause I feel like we are village people, and America has an individualistic mentality.
Absolutely.
So I feel like we've been taught an individualistic mindset, and we try to follow an individualistic mindset, but I feel like that is never a way for our African people to thrive when we have this village concept. So I feel like the more and more we begin to really care about each brothers and sisters situation and come together with a group economic situation, then we can really make change. For instance, when you have people that come to America, may not even have the same finances we do. They might have 10 of them living in one house.
Exactly.
10 of them work a job and they share the bill. So 10 of them working and they might be $30 a month for rent. Before you know it, all of them in the house got a car, and all of them about to have their own car. In their own house, because they were able to save money by coming together. We I guess have too much ego, too much or whatever it is. I don't know what it is. We haven't practiced those type of economic strategies.
We just been indoctrinated in that though. Like there's no way you could have went through public school without thinking the way America wants you to think. Public school is grounded in American values, patriotism, and anything that's American. We live for the American dream, right? Everybody wants the house with the big fence with 2.5 kids and a dog, right? And so like we live for the American dream, and so there's no way you could have successfully gotten through elementary school, middle school, and high school without being indoctrinated into American standards for your life. It was impossible. You wouldn't have passed.
Yeah.
And
I think that, like you said, I think that's why they made public school a must, like I was saying before. You know, there was a time when the school system was a privilege. Everybody could go to school. Only people with certain finances and the time could be put in the school. Then when they had this public school implanted, you know, it had to be where now, if you don't put your kids in school, we're going to put you in jail. So it's like, now come get this 8 hours of worker force we're going to give you. Because we got public schools and we got these high educational schools for people with the money to pay it.
Right.
But for people in the city, come get this public education. Get this 8 hours of school, get you running 8 hours of the workforce, and become a worker. Don't really get them fueled to be business owners. It's like the other black universities. You see, they be A&Ms and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Stuff to help you go into a workforce.
Yeah.
Not really be business owners.
And I think like, and we have to escape some things though, because like even if we look at education practically, and if we look at it, if we put some things into context, so we look at like how does knowledge work and what is it for? So it's two schools of thoughts about like education. So is education designed for you to be a successful person who transfers over into a workforce, or is knowledge for your thought processes? Which way do you want to go? And so are you using your knowledge to better you and to make you a more full human being, or are you using it to become a better, more economical vessel to get resources, to get funds. And so those are the only two thought processes in educational theory and thought. And so we have to just escape this, I'm going to school so I can get me a good job and so I can da-da-da-da. Exactly. No, you're going to school to become a more full human being. You're getting not necessarily to school, you're getting knowledge to become a more full human being, you know?
Yeah. So after becoming a full human being, you know, you can kind of take that information from the school and kind of get active and kind of apply yourself to moving forward the community, moving forward your people. Yeah, what it's all about. So I know earlier the brother was talking about getting involved in the community, and we're not just trying to, you know, just toot what we do, but for folks that want to get involved into something. One House is actively in the communities every Saturday. Right now, we've kind of adopted the Nona projects, for lack of a better word. We had at first thought we'd do like a monthly agenda where we go into a neighborhood one Saturday a month. I mean, one Saturday, every Saturday for that month. And as we got in there, we didn't want to set a time schedule as we had, because it's kind of trial and error. So we decided to just kind of stay in Winona. So we have made a presence there. So we'll be back in Winona this Saturday. For those that want to get involved, we'll be out there roughly from about 2:30 to 6. One House is always evolving. We've got another event or another initiative we got going. We actually got an opportunity to work with a place called Brookview Farm. February the 14th from 12 to 2, which is that Saturday as well that we'll be in Winona. Before we hit Winona, we'll be in Brookview Farm teaching adults and children, anybody, man, who's interested in learning to grow food. Come put your dirt in the soil with us from 12 to 2.
12 to 2. 2 hours.
You know, like I said,
I know it's Valentine's. 2 hours.
That's it. And we're not trying to, you know, and if the weekends are not your days, go into the One House movement, go into my inbox, and maybe we can schedule something so we can get enough people to do something during the week. Exactly. Do something during the midweek, because, you know, some people may not get out Saturday. And, you know what, we literally invite 1,000 people to these events, man. Literally 1,000 every week.
And I ain't trying to be divisive. Y'all know I'm so anti-divisiveness, right? This man invites 1,000 people every Saturday to come into these communities. You guys get on Facebook and you activate and you conscious and you tell us about the problems every day. When we gonna do something? When we gonna do something? Well, this is him doing something. This is what something looks like. And so for all y'all talking about, well, we need to do more. Can we do the something first before we get to more? Exactly. Let's do the something that you've been asking for first, and then we'll move to more.
Because it only takes a little bit, man. With a little bit, we can make big change. You know, some people don't get involved because they feel like they can only do so little, but that little bit can make great changes. Because like I want to stress it, just 5% of Birmingham. We can act 5% of Birmingham. I promise you, we get 5% behind us. Then we can build institutions and we can create great change for the black community of Birmingham. If 5% of people with just as little as $10 a month, we can start to make this great change. And I guarantee you, I told you, with this less than $10 a month and 5% of the people, we can bring in $1 million in less than a year. Guarantee you. And they can go, and they can use our resources to first build institutions. Further from institutions, we can look at getting land. Interestingly enough, I don't want to get too deep into it, but you know, these are ideas we can get into. There's over 2,000 acres of land in the Tuskegee area, right outside of Tuskegee, for sale for $2 million. This whole area can be used to make the next Black Wall Street type thing. You can take this area, use certain acres of it to set up trade with maybe some countries in Africa, grow some crops, set up trade, and then we can also set up our institutions right there on the land. Tuskegee has so much of our history there anyways, and I've heard that there's a little bit of shops and stuff in that area. I have some college people that go in and they say they gotta go out the area to just to get groceries and things in that area. But make a long story short, you know, putting money to the side to do things like that. These things can actually be a reality. So we don't want to get too far into abstract realities so we can give you something tangible. But right now, the tangible products we do have available is the farming classes and the cleanups and just distribute information to the people.
Along with the karate class that we got going on in Ensley.
Every Wednesday
what's the Avenue?
1816 Avenue E.
Right.
Every Wednesday from 6 to 7. Come bring your children out there. Children as little as 5 on up to any adult. So no age is too young and no age is really too old.
And I try not to sound like an angry black man, but I am indeed an angry black man. And so what I want you to understand is what these guys are saying is something that you can touch, you can feel. You can see this karate class. You can see these kids learning how to grow food. You can see this community cleanup project. That's something that you can touch and feel. That's tangible, reliable things that you can see these people doing to this in your community, right? And so we always preaching this, let's move the culture forward. Let's do this for our people. Let's do this for our people. Well, let's do this for our people. Can we do this for our people? Can we teach kids how to grow and be self-sustaining individuals? Can we give back through service projects? Can we do service learning projects in which our kids and we come out into the community to do things, to make a positive change and effect? Can we do that?
And like I said, we always open to suggestions, man. We don't have all the answers, but we know if we come together, man, as a people, we can solve all the problems that's right here in our community ourselves, man. We have self-determination. So, you know,
any ideas, suggestions, anything y'all want to see happen in the community, if you can tell us what you want to see, and if you have resources or if you have skills and you want to facilitate a project, we on board. We on board.
I mean, we on board. The greater power, the power greater than me is we.
Because you might not want to clean up a neighborhood. You might not want to pass out hidden colors. But what is it that you want to see done?
Exactly.
We'll facilitate that. That is the one house goal, man. We out to facilitate anything that will empower the black community, whether it's dietary, whether it's health, whether it's spiritual, whether it's whatever we need, whatever you feel our people need, give it to us, and we'll get a program or something, man, to get it together and get it done. So we don't have we're not a one-trick pony here. We don't have one avenue of success because we know we are in a multifaceted world. We have so many things that we need, and we want to do it all. So come help us, man. We right here in Birmingham. This is a call out. I ain't calling you out, but we calling you out.